I really didn't want to plant another church. Because
now, why is that? Why don't you don't like planting churches, or what?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Aren't you a church planter? Yeah, I mean, yes.
And that's why you didn't want to plant another church?
That's why I didn't want to, because I've done it before. It's not easy. I mean, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard work. I've been in ministry for about 20 years now. I've been a pastor for about 20, and we've planted a lot of churches. We've been overseas on the mission field. We lived in East Africa for about 10 years, lived in New Zealand most recently. We planted a church up in the Northwest, which is like a mission field above Seattle.
Hey, born and raised, baby. Born and raised. Northwest.
Mission field.
Uh-huh.
And so I knew what it takes. I know it's hard work, and I wasn't ready to get back into that again, And so I wanted to come back and get like a nice cushy job at like a mega church or something, be one of the pastors on staff, that sort of thing. Yeah. Get benefits and stuff. Church planners, man, they have a rough time of it. But God had other plans. And to make a long story short about how we knew it was Florida is basically my brother, who was a worship leader. Mm-hmm. We've planted churches with them before. And he called me up and he said, hey, if you ever want to plant another church, my family, he's got a wife and 2 kids, 2 little girls. If you ever want to plant a church, we'll go with you. We'll go where you're going. We'll help you plant. And I was like, okay, but thanks for the offer, but I'm not going to do that.
One core team member. I mean, still
he's
need God.
He's a key player. He's like, gifted worship leader and everything. But, and then, so my wife's brother and his wife said, hey, have you ever been to Anna Maria Island in Florida? That's where we live right in Bradenton next to that.
Yeah.
And beautiful place, beautiful beaches. They said, we're thinking about starting an inn there, like a Airbnb kind of thing on the island. We're going to buy one. We want you to help come renovate it. Let's go on vacation there. You'll see the place. So they took us on vacation. We went there, and we're like, oh, this is amazing. My wife loves it. I like it. I'm learning to love it there. Yeah. But they said, hey, if you help us kind of do this, we want to be part of your church plan if you want to plant a church. So a second person said it to me. Another person in Colorado, some friends of ours, Josiah and Anya Hart, said, hey, we've been following your life, your journey, your mission experience, your church planting. If you ever want to do start a church, we'll go wherever you're going to go.
Oh my gosh, it's a church planter's dream. You can't say no to them. So people just kept on. People kept on saying, "I'll go with you. I'll go with that." Okay.
It was too much.
And then these people are coming from out of state, moving, dedicated
to go to do the church. Well, yeah. So my brother-in-law and his wife were doing they had that inn that they were doing.
Yeah.
But they're part of the church plan. Been awesome. So. Yeah, I couldn't say no at that point. I'm like, okay, Lord, are you trying to tell me something? Because I was trying to make another decision. But like I said in the leadership lesson, make sure that you're Jesus is Lord in your life. You gotta change direction. So we're about a year into that Sunday morning planting on that Sunday morning service.
That's amazing.